The Concord, and ladies and gentlemen, last I left off, after I appreciated all the panel lines, I went in and with a basically a little bit of white here, and toned everything down. It's very, very subtle. Again, I think if you just painted all white, it would look, toy-like, die-cast, a little bit of shading. I think just gives it a little bit of if you will. So after that, we're going to start decals. So after I sprayed everything with the white, got it toned down, let that dry, I went in and sprayed. I didn't spray the entire model, but I used a gloss for decals, and you can use Future clear coat. I basically glossed all the areas that the decals on, not necessarily the whole plane, because I just did the sides, didn't have to do the top because you ain't going to do that. But anyway, let that sit for a day, and then started doing decals. Decals are actually pretty decent for Revell. Even they are, I'd say, a little old, but not too bad. I mean, they didn't come off the sheet crumbled like the Hindenburg one was about to do, so I didn't have to fix them. So what I like to do on the decals is I like to use I call it the Vallejo system, and I've mentioned it several times. Step one, you put the gloss on, let that dry, and then once you get your decal wet in water, take a little bit of the decal fix, which is basically like a little glue. Brush on the area where you want your decal, and then slide your decal on. And again, and I always mention this a lot of times to everyone, go to the craft store, hobby store, don't matter, and get you brushes for decals. And I like to use the white bristles, just color code. I know these are for decals and they ain't for paint and brush or anything. And these are not the most expensive brushes, but they do well for decals. And you can actually, once they get worn away, pitch them, get you a new set. So after the gloss, the glue, and then you want your decal softener. This, and I really is not. I kind of do it all when it's kind of wet. The 3-part, to me, it works out really, really well, and you might be able to see it. And I got to trim this little decal right here. This one's a little bit bigger for some reason, but anyway, we'll fix that. But if you can look in the panel line, it actually goes all the way through, especially with the decal softener. Really gets in. I think it really snugs in real tight, and it's not like aggressive like microsol is. You can open up the ball with microsol and it just almost wants to eat it. But anyway, so I got the tail on, and I'm just going to start working. Now, when I do decals, I do a couple a day, so this may be drawn out for a while because it's just I do a couple decals a day, and then that's just the way it is. That way you don't get burnt out on it, and you just concentrate on the 2 decals and not do like an entire decal section on it. So one thing I had to do is I had to put on a little simple base. He wanted something that was sturdy, wouldn't tip over, and I craft store bases. Of course, I like them. I mean, they're good for everything, and I like to use brass rod, which I like to use telescoping brass rod. I always cut the little inner one a little bit longer. Got your outer tube in there, and just slides right in, and you are good to go. And also, it does give it a little bit of a spin, so you can, I like to do it that way because it helps you when you're doing decals. You can spin it around and do the exact same side that you did. If you got to mirror something, it's just a lot easier. But anyway, that is just a simple little base, and I'm going to stain this probably, it's like a light wood color. All mine are pretty much cherry or a darker color. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. So decals is on tap for the Concord. Then we'll start the 747 once I get the. I don't want to start now because the decal plethora on the table here just starts. It's just I don't want a lot of parts on the table. Let's do one at a time now because it's just easier. But anyway, I'm rambling. So that's what I got going on today. We are putting decals on the Concord. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.